We are taking it from Ejiso, baby. I work currently no ye besiase. Na ye take free ha edi akokodru oboase. Intino one of the historical place na ye what right now. Intinipa na o hosti ye ewa hanom no. Or Beshana Wakache baby you introducing only a near echo. You are watching the quest. I'm always the pride of our ancestors. And I bring you nothing but I project the beauty of our culture and our customs. And no me project it. Me didn't unim dada. So let's welcome Nana no introducing her properly. No me who baby potting. Aye jine any see who hanoma. Said ya yenye no ene ekwan say ye de fa so. Keep watching, the journey continues. Let's welcome Papa yemwakwa abakese pa. Thank you for hosting us. We are grateful. Ntino pacho di kan introduce you ho kire yen wo ye hwan baby ejine kra ye den ansa na ya di history na nkasa.
Okay. Me am wa ye frame Pipra kwa me Andy. Me Jumayeni a fanse Ghana Museum and Monument Board afame se menhwe hase high Tano shrine temple. Here is a temple and we're having a shrine also in here of which the deity is Tano. And we are in a community called Bisianse, and this community has a very historical background with respect to Asante tradition and culture as it is, and Asante kingdom in general as it is. And you are once again welcome. And this place is in control. Aside the Ghana Museum and Monument Board, Ghana Tourist Board, the UNESCO also had control, and they also help in keeping the place and also popularizing the place as it is. So this place has also been taken as one of the World Heritage Sites on Asante traditional building. World Heritage Site in this place as it is.
Yo, so papa mo akwa ba prekupe chin.
Okay. Yeah, near the boy boko. Yemo bonko.
Watching the quest into baby a one year baby a sumbo na hu hie ye. This makes me the spiritual tourist minister. One fast spiritual na ko na ye cho emomidin. I keep watching, the journey continues. Inti aha potin no ye den na aha ewaha like DNA the origin ye dey starting free ye den na hampo ewaha in the first place.
Okay. In the first place, the ma say abaye say Bisianse ye kan ejusu e sha se free Bisianse. Omo mbe chichire Bisianse kru no e na chire enam akokon ene osoma also osoma sentiment na osum ni yenti e ma okope asase wo ejuso I friend ejuso. Now before then na sa area no na ye e che kru hene ne krapa hene na ehwe ho tinana ofri Bisianse no nam so na okosom wo otumfo fie ti okwa obeba bia na isuo na ewo ejuso ne Bisianse finfin no afiesu na yiri na said I can so ye culture any amamreti no ohene nro ne mpaboa entiti afom e yiri say also oro mpaboa na ye so awo apakan it said your own person ne man for be brand those things no ye say ne mentna me ha sei me hwese me pe baabi na matrase bia metimi asom otumfo ewo no kremu ti e ma one ne man for kasai e ma okopa asase etoy in a language no mo kan say oto ne tama that means we turn abstract if we krapa ene eche krom hinsem ene okotena on na okoye na say emme fu eho na ma oye dey okosti adwena baabi a ene emu bo adwe egu no na ma o stay nti wo hwe honom na okoju so atremade old town honom na baabi a entome no esi wa hanfie no honom na hona the settlement of Ejoso no start free
enti adwene nti ne frɛ ho
Ejoso enti aha de omo mbe kyekere ase no omo odi kan betena ase no na besidua enisi ha na besidua ne sie nti no emo mbete ombe ye omukru ewo besidua na de
ase nti besi ase
yes ti ombe ye omukru besidua na ase no de ba ne se ne mpanifo no mo nimde ewo ne mam bebre omo usasa ase no se de besidua na etimi anyini na ye kama no yedua besi o hanoma ebeboa sabe na besi nso ye one of the communities it was on commercial this thing anomo a trade on so we make key besi plantation in this area so anytime bia na ye pe wona oti besi krom ho na ye from besi asefo besin na sefo besin no ase ene ma ede besin ase eba ye
abusua nti adwe nti ne yefre ho edwe so na ha so besin cola nti ne yefre aha besin ase
that's sa na ma hase ne tie nti omo gichire omo kuro we no se de tete no na akoko ewo ho nom ne nti no de ye ni se omo betena ha nom no obi a anamakum nti watu pe ba bia atena fo asomdiem no ba no ma ye de na o ma gye no na atena bia ne abakunyu bi won scroll na konya ye de eba ti wo hwa ye wo jasefo ye wo chidomfo ye wo country num nyina jesu country jesu chidom jesu jase nyina afiri besiase ya omo na jesu because omo nyina na be ha na omo ye de omo tu ekotena jesu ti aside that this place has become one of the historical background Krono, one of the historical background since early 17th century or late 17th century. That is 1695, when the Asante want to liberate themselves from Dentra rule. No, from Dentra. From Dentra rule. And that time, the chief who was there was the Kwamai chief. It wasn't Kumasi. It was Kwamai, known as Otumfo Osei-Tutu or Osei-Tutu, Nana Osei-Tutu. And or any spiritual lord said ya kan for ya setrem tie no ya na ye wo hunhun suahunfo bi a abrebi omo ben ahemfo enti e ne ye be friends a sofo ana akomfo said ye friend no tineze o no nso ne komfo ana ne sofo a o mani hunu eniema a e wo hunhun yemfe ani hu no kire ne tina ne komfo anoche ti komfo anoche no no nso ye ohene e wo agona ono succeed ni ofa bia na friend damwa ano no agona na komfa no chin so otumfo zetu so succeed ni ofa bia friend na obri eboa e wokwa aman enti eba se ye pese ye de ye ho e free den chansem ti kwam na be fa so be de ye ho ti o se ye wo asantemamu ye wo omam ho akamfo ye wo ye benben ni keka ho nyina ha de ebom ni etimi sorry tia dencha ni eje ye fa ho di free den chansem ti omo ye omo hwehwemu no omo nkyerechemu nyina wie na ko ba se ye beye sacrifice on be sacrifice se de be ya on betimi adi atamfo no so wo mo mpa bom no omo nimdie na omo hwehwemu no ti ba se be hia etiri miensa nipati miensa enti saa nipati miensa no ye hia obi a nya se ye kɔ abontia kɔfa obi kwa ye pe ahemfo na mo ahia no ahemfo amo ahia mo pese mu di
as a parliamentarian ye hia ni patre
good
ka na Ghana ye benya bi
mo amo ahia na mo pese mo de mo di mo gye mo ho free de nkyransem no mo bi ahemfo ni mu bi miensa entu om hu nsi ho na ye mfo mo nye amamre ni amane se de be ya ebetimi agye ho ayde e free de nkyransem enti wo hina no no wo ejuso ana besia sikrudio mu ani e free di kopim a wudi kan o man nsa se be de me ho be ma munkume o hina otoso no no so o mampon ye free no bo ahia na ntuo ono so se me de me ho be ma munkume se de be ya Asante be de be di ne ho saa na kumawu se entwibo asia ko o se me so me de me ho be ma munkume na before se me de me ho be ma no e wo se moye asedie bi ne apedie bi de e de mayen normally can request the first request was to make an appellation enwum bi a wo se ye bo abra otumfo atena se e de hoahoa no e de kire Asante amamre ne namane no ti o me se saa nwum ne ye bo bia na saa nipa miensan die momfa ye di nya dai eni kan na momfa nhye na monkan hu se ye de yeti age Asanteman nti enye esuadie eni suahunu ma afoforo nso mo se de e ban se de nananum binum du omuti agea ama Asanteman saa na ebredu ne se hia biemu a obi nso nya dai enye na yinti mfanye Asanteman nya dai ensi ho enti that sacrifice na yen na owojuso saa bre mo juso diko pim no ejina ye no emema ekuri be ye kese pa enti ni nyina account request bi crack and ma hase be ye sabe na ya brempon na ya kunya ketwa ti those enema ni nyina be kan ma say ye upgrade ahini no be ye paramount na ohini no na ne ho edene ti ode ne ho ma asa no na ma kuria be ye asenso de ama Asante edwa na ahemfo miensa nyina meki omko a request aside appellation mampo hene say boy na ndo say me dia me mpa bibia me wu a me chidifo no say asante hene ni ho a momfa menye dey insi ho no say second commander as at now he is still the second commander in Asante Kingdom when Otumfo is not around Mampon rules bien so me de me ho tu we pe say we ya sense de ma me mindful eni se mudu obi ati eyi musuo ana eye amane ne amane biem yen kumawufo de munyi mfiri because me de me ho ama my last and final sacrifice for my people and because of that better ne hu say yakochi obi ofiri kumawu ana ofiri jeso ana ofiri him ti kumawu de ye ma omo certain tribal marks Asante man hie mu omo certain tribal marks ti duru kumawu a kumawufo ankasa na omo firi kumawu omo ye ohene na sefa adehye no ye ti omo afono ho miensa ya ti omo afono ho miensa ai na nyina omo da so ye dey
ye na
wuntu bia ye hia obi for certain such people you can use them honestly dia oye de ma ni kuma o ma ne ti ya na ye Asantefo bi a ye kaze nye obi ne ku antwi wesi akro ni ti age achirema that means he wasn't forcefully, he was voluntarily gave himself to sacrifice for the destiny of Asante Kingdom and dynasty as it is. So that was him. And Diko P wants to request us, no, I want to be the war general for Asante Kingdom. Anytime be Asante man ebe kase ye kwa kono I was say mo de me nkrofo ene di Asante akon dey anim fi say ye de hwan dey enya ama say ebe soma Asante man ni aja Asante man siwa dwumadie se ne ebe dey
osoma kowuom
ye soma kowuom ye num nyina kan e man na ya Asantewaa in the war of golden stew stood up because it was
belonging to that tribe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Originally say no. They was what me great grandfathers I make ya to on ma eye ya sede ne amane ti because of that nti na ejo so hene e wo tight be a friend owo tight be a friend ogu akuru warlord oba ya break and I started free na na kwesi afrane the first eso ti besiansio ejusu and besians be ni nyina started free because of say now no new system now bama like metropolitan and those things no and the strategic way that Ejoso had got his position where he has some links with other communities and others that is how Ejoso has become very popular in some ways because of our new system as it rules. That is how it is. And for that ode ne ho man anyway nyina echi no omo nyina obesias no mkoe and I'm saying ti ade ba konso san so see I makure ye kru kese ne say nana prempe the first and Prempe the second. Ne papa free ha. The friend Nana Kwabena Owusu. Kwaku Owusu. Hana ne papa free. Papa ne free ha. Because that thing no, ma besiaden sound so edwa e utumfu fia yedi utumfu ache ame. Ye utumfu ache amfo because before then ka be ko papa nanim no, obefa ne papa so, obeko utumfu Prempe nim no, obefa ne papa so. No akọ. Ti ma ne papa ne be ni spokesperson. Ti as at now there is a linguist in Otumfo's dynasty where the person comes from this community because of the father Kwakus who gave birth to Prempe the first as it is. Nti na be makure so ababede abe nti enim na ya Asantewaa waje Asantemesio ha no free
ene na bi na di ni ti ko e ko se sa mre no emra no e no no so de be di so
yes
nti onu free besiase
ya na ya Asantewaa free
besiase ya
na ya Asantewaa this god and this deity Tano deity ena ya Asantewaa ji ni 2 million na hoden
efree ni ho
efree e de ko akọ ahanom na ya Asantewaa gada ne warriors ema posom kese nam na yi ni priest Israel mo ye de ekọ akọ
baby agina yi
yeah
ti baby agina ya Asantewaa
agina in history the general of Nana Asantewaa o lead Nana Asantewaa mo nyina akọ ya Nana Asantewaa no na oye penny no your friend Nana Buadu that Buadu was Jasihene from Bisiase. I get in it. And there another reason why a man Nana Asantewaa ni bre akọ ne ho more pa Prempe ya cheno no Prempe ne ono ane ba na wo Prempe second yache akwasi afran ye ninua tizi wanhwe ya no amana ni ambre no ansori aside history side na if you could just so
ebeba amaso
ti enne makuri ewo animunyam ne abakosem kese pa etitira kese a mabɔ mu din nana prempa ne papa free ha nana ya Asantewaa ofree ha nana de kopim a odini ti eje Asanteman si ho enam jancha konti no aha no mu nyina free
nti baby ye ginan
de
nti besiase na omu fi ma yenye na straight forward nti wo ka besiase a na wo ka age so a the same thing but I to say nsuo ni nti no be woro ne mpabo nti no mpese yeso an nkrofo no mu ko bebu nti e so movie ye e no kwotena ho nti bibia wo de be tare besiase fo ho ana say age so fo ho no e ye omo resource ana omo adwuma ana omo ye cola ene palm candle and na omo de ye omo di. Okay, maybe it's our last question. We by union do. Person would say everything that happened here. First, see Tano so near Tano shrine so anyway. To bet me at train the church. Aha, I dare no more yen here. Apart from shrine and one me educate as I say Asantewaa. On any warriors, no more betray you, no more be grooming or more. Na dey it no priest na wa ha no e the instructions and na dey keke ka ho e dey amom no makọ no makọ akodi nkonim sesi ahaya ye we hwan na si den hwan na ete ha shrine na esi ha no hwan na de beto ha shrine na nkasa ko free hin na baaye ye den ye discover no ma ye sa history ni nyina
medasi say dey mu hai na hasitie Tano ya onye ekuaba bi ana edua bi ne akyekye de ato no oyini pa ye wo no oba wo no ye frɛ no nana anosoa owo Tano ya owo Tano ya
nipa no ye frɛ no Tano ya
owo Tano ya in a form of a clotted blood.
Oh, okay.
To owo no ebeto ho no de si ene sɛ akamfom no omu sɛ na niema bi keka blood ojato an ho efri ne yam ye de ebae nti omu sense sɛ no there is different human or different being ti omu ye bisa na chese da bi ye nyame bi no aba ma wo no afa na Tano na ye wo no yawada nti we oni makamfo amamrem eda ye be wo no e ma ye nya wudin na ma me na no so ano wo nipa ne mienu Tano ya ene nana dechi no so omu nyina free nana ya Asantewaa mo family name nana dechi no so be di ejosoa akunya nti bebi obekọ bia no de Tano ya na ede enam akọ ni nua as a brother nti said na me just say won as a clotted blood no mu ye bi se hu se da bi we de no ye se emfa no ensie na ye nhwe ebre wo ye nim no mu nye amamre ni amane bi ni emfa hwe so obi nyina amamre ni amane ni eduru ye na se why dey wanyini de se kire se no kire se bibi ye dey
ewo mu
nti brass pan yawa ye wo ni tu mu esi ho na se atete sa no ene se de ye si ekonsuo ye de yawa ya brass pans ye de konsuo eye enwuma ye de ye won ase no eni tinana da echi na ye fan se the first priest ya na osom Tano ya because oyeni nua ti ode se de enidie ni obuo ni bibia eye ne se de akamfo na Asante famamre de esitie no it this brass pan no se de nimdie ni nyansemu Asantefo ni mu bi no no mo hyehye na sa honhom na oba no anoso awo no no mo betina mu na oboa Asantema bebre obeje de said nana ya Asantewaa akum no mpanimfo do mo kwa akum na mo de Tano ya akwa akum no ebi kopie Cote d'Ivoire for now Cote d'Ivoire ekrobi e friend pina makoho yewo Tano kese ne yewo Tano ketwa ewo ho it traces straight from this place. After the war no they dispersed and as it is no Asantema ne bia obi kase okotu bosu bia na okotu nyame bia ye kwa ye amamre ni amane bi ni afre hom na ede abetena saade mi be ya na nya kuaba said how most movies a portray no
and most movies is then right now confirm your man be obekona na me bi say Asante ya na nanom no mo ye toys ye mo ye
no
to me fa bo hobu no
it's a belief and a spirit and power.
Nti ska no mu ni o mo de beto brass ni nti no mo di dua ye. Dua no kra mi say you do mo say wow ntumi kura.
Good. That's how it is. And sometimes you want to go to some art centers, they have those things.
No mo for sale.
Yeah.
Nya bro no mo di de
fi na pam. Any tumi bi a e be hye saa enema ne mu. Said de besiase de yes ya wo no. Ya wo Kristo, ya wo Tano ya. Ya wo konfa no chi. So, enti nimdie ne nyansam no saa na yen asantefo ana akanfo besiase dwoso de na ye de ne de Tano ya.
Nti aha na omo de ne betena first ana.
No. Ni fie
awo achiri.
Awo achiri say.
Nti aha no what is it?
The same surrounding. The same surrounding. And no but I say no and now a friend say UNESCO any other cartel ibi omo locate has him number ye rebuild you ha.
Okay.
O me make structure no. Enti aha man say if you na nkasa no so it's old block B. E wo me chi say kakra.
So omo abesi asi so to protect it.
To protect it.
Nti baby ye gine ye betumi akan de yense ye bu pim. Say ya Asantewaa gina ha. Can we also say that as we speak right now Tano ya shira date no owa ha. Ota ha note. Ti ha no mo ya amamre man.
Ha no mo ya amamre ni amane abre nyina. Na normally no say the city no komfo a no komo ha no we free a check akra. Nti Tano ya emfa obi afoforo. Then said the amamre na amane no ohine wo kurum no ene ya
obeya
amamre ni amane.
Ko si say ono abe na mo ntumi nchusu obi ma no maba he na nka mo fa
no enye on political grounds.
No the ono no de no.
Ono ani choose.
The ope no obe chusu no.
Ena wo.
Onyo no chusu de.
Ope no ye nti we are still in waiting.
So obefa
obi e de aba.
Okay, so muda ho. Asem ni muda ho. Nti sesi no, can you tell us about the things we see here?
Yeah.
How old is this rebuilding building?
Over 173 years.
This
1850.
1850. No, this place. This place.
No, there have been some renovation.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
renovation.
Just said the foundations
1850.
No more but I a few things just so that it doesn't collapse.
Into
omo sa no na okonfo ni bi wa no wu ya no omo no okonfo bi entena ha.
Oh, akonfo be bra tena.
The last
from
one
wu ya
na ye
the last one
na
be oyoba. Konfo ya. Yeah.
Okay.
Dear friend.
Ya wada for nko no for man.
Believe in say bia enam so no ne ye.
Yeah, unti na be say ya.
Ofawa ye nidi na ye dey. I say ohene ne wadu udi akonya ye dey nkonya din.
Na ye nti se ha ye gina obi ante ha.
Obi no.
Ni pada se ni nti ha. To mo bebi ya no ma be ye omama no mo ko nti.
But I has be a tourist site. Because of Asante history nti Asante traditional building. Said ye na Asante man you see adan. This is how Asantes. They say the name is see adan city. And I'm saying to and many historians were having some kind of notion that Africans were living in caves, on trees, and in holes as it is. But we were having our own way of architecture.
Design.
We have our own architecture before they are coming. So just respect to 1817, how Kumasi was. It wasn't what we see now because of the wars that Asante had with the British. Most of the buildings has been collapsed. They have destroyed most of them. But there is a document which speaks more about the architecture of Asante as it is by T. Bodish, who published it in 1819. And this document is what normally we do show this thing to those that comes in. Yeah, we do show these things to those that come in, letting them know that we were not living in caves, neither were we living on top of trees, but we were having our own architecture of which that we live in. We have our own system and structures, how we build our communities, how we build our state, how we make our things as it is. So as you see from here, this was the observation and the writings, the published document of T.E. Bodish, the first European or the first British that came to make some negotiations with Asante with respect to relation and colonization as it is. So he saw that the place was well built and established. A great city was in Kumasi. And this is how he saw the Kumasi streets. how he saw the streets of Kumasi. The buildings were in uniform, was in aligned, planned, structured. Everything was that. You could see that we have a hall of justice for Prempeh I. Even before their coming, we had ways of adjudicating cases. We have ways, we settle matters, we settle disputes between people of misunderstanding, as it is. We have our royal houses, as we see, just as you see in here. That's how we build our houses, with some designs and mutuals which depict about the value of the kind of building that you are in. Most of the time, these buildings could be placed like a temple. Some will be being as a shrine. Some will be as a place of dignitary, and as well as palaces, as you see. So these were the buildings, the structures, the technology, and architecture of Asante as it is. So this portrayment, and we have our method and system of which we use in our building. That's how we go. So there, in an anum oh, my dance, so no see a dime. Brought from me at the wattle and dab. Said there, almost see in your people. Now, I'm to talk a brana, no more de annuia, or more yama, or more 40
netie
cocoa in a tear, fita edited tarry, any smooth, any friend of wattle and dab. So you see, say, before you may see a dino, we architecturally drawn and design it with timber and wood. You be that timber and wood form, no, with the raffias, the palms, the bamboos ready for this thing. The reason why they were using all these things that they found themselves in a forest area, so they made use of the materials in the forest to make the buildings. And some materials were being preferred other than the others. The raffias, palms, or bamboo, no, I know we using say, "Ewo nkasenka se bi a ewo ho, se de be ya abo bi ntimi nye dey." Enko hide ewo mu na bia anadwo medi obi bone ti wura mu a enam nkase ne wo wa you come down
nyansa
ko trend na so wo ntena so. And one thing is say sa raffia palm here omo you say ewia ne body den pa when the sun become very scorchy and very hard, you see say under it is very, very cold. Me no gina say say we free na ko asia, the environment here is different from what you experience there. So omo nyansa no mu ndiem na omo here there, they make it this chosen. And one thing is omo making very steep in sloping that said be ensuo to na gusu a ensuo ne nkaso e betima here there esam ababegu form. And this kind of architecture and this design has been adapted by one new church that they call it lighthouse. This is how they build their houses. This is how they build their buildings. They've taken the Asante architecture into consideration, of which they've copied it to how they build their houses. So this Asante architecture. Obe who say, so they need to see a pillars. You didn't yaki boom, a binding pillars. Without the iron rod, the steel aspect. We bind timber and wood to make pillars. That time, we weren't having anything called level. Any leveling be near the cheeky edges and straightness. But we use the raffia palm, the back, pempro, and a tone, the chin, and I'm saying, straight, smooth. No. That is what they use in creating the edges. You see, they use in creating the edges. They were very, very knowledgeable.
Very,
in terms of very knowledgeable. Very, very knowledgeable. And they adapted the mud and clay for atmospheric work, the weather condition, and the system as they saw it. They made it. Over to me, I should be say, baby, kakra this cement here, you could see say there are some kind of cracks. A form kakrana and some cracks there because it doesn't give the breathing space for the building. But where you see the mud and clay, you can't identify any crack because it allows for breathing, expansion, and contraction.
It doesn't have anything reactive.
No. No reactants. It's all team. Yeah, no nimdium no. And normally share. Yes, animal way. And more handiwork like the crafts, and craft symbols. They speak volumes about the Asante tradition. A can sem chre, a church Asante amamre ni na manie. Enti omo did be so draw. Tiedro bia u refuge na hu design bia.
It tells you the energies.
If you near him fear, if you near or some dying and I sorry dying, and if you yeah or some dan and so dan ti hu symbol na e kasa kyerɛ saa na isisi ya dan ti wura fie bi mu a ubehu e kwan abefa so ayedai ewuram unwuram saa and most of the times I'm say hi because of the Christian aspect mama I say hana koye baby bonny but high nim di bia yesua asante abakosem na yesua asante som wahu baby a wo free na asante som so kra na traditional religion is the ancient religion from Abraham. That was what they were practicing. Said it be drew yensi yefi yen na isu. Said they almost here craft work. They all made from that timber.
What is available to them?
Yes, with the timber to create it. And sometimes almost they can't abakosem any impeninsem echere afofro whatever. In the craft things that who nyina e wonsem aika. E kasa. This is the one day. What want to ask? What you say? Who you say? This is talking about this. This is talking about this. As we all could see, at the time of COVID, say, oh yeah, observant kakra. Ekufuado, Nana, the president of Ghana, when he is coming to give any State of the Nation address, or kind of cloth or no she, near friend of Afibi sign. Then to maybe obeshe, obe.
Any brain soldier in our shape.
Or she, or the kasacho say, Bibia a day, esi. This kind of symbols. As you see, but and then no shy say, oh dear, we are bonsam, we are baby because of Nindia. Me my huntias ama. We are so with this, Tina, yeah tree. Men the me from kakra, yes yeah. The
symbols,
the symbols. A few.
But you the country near once a month and in no gugu.
Good. Well, Asante nim die ni nyansem no. Ye den twene ye niam mienu. We use drum for two purposes: social and religion. Esom ene ni pankita hodie sisitie no. But this too was used for both. The drums were used for both. And Asante ene akamfo nim die no. Say the nyame ball na de obo oba ne bema no. Ye niamam dodo na ye na ema ene mema. Male and female. So these drums, we have the male and we have the female drums. Like we have this one, we call it a pinting and a pintima. A pinting is the male and the pintima is the female. And depending the sound, the rhythms, what you hear will tell you that this one is the male drum or the other one is the female drum. That is it. And we use this, we call them talking drums. It speaks volumes. It teaches or it transcends informations to people as it is. It is our drums here, as I say, the sorry or someone, no. Yes, also they send information, messages to the people. In some messages, I meet Makaseni, they send it to Drona, Sebia, or comfort, and then another, mindful, they will play the drum to call. Abrana Asantewaa kwa se base obia betu or maybe around. No more kwa ni hia kufuo akwaje omo a ye the drums. They play the drums.
Almost sound the war sound
play drums no na they are free warriors. And because of its important, the belief was that these drums, the sound of the drum can travel 6 miles. So in every 6 miles intervals, they plant in a drum and a drummer at that distance, for which they can relay information easily and effectively with time and quality as it is. So here we are, says it here now. Sa no mo de dey. Na nom de. Ti make say sa twene na na Asantewaa mo e play.
This very twene.
This twene na na Asantewaa mo boy e de frɛ akofo mo be gadai. Say the be on bitima de akwako. Ye na no mpenfo ma meto akon ni bi. Be me ne mpenfo didi nkom jase. Do be mti no papa no mo wafuom. Na twene bi abo. Papa me say mo ntena ye de ye ba. They understand, they can interpret, they can read the sound that comes, what it is sending. So these were the things that they were using in playing of the drum with the social aspect as it is. Let's get back to the religion, the worship, the faith as it is. Nananom ene esumai nana Tano bosomfo efre ne man no person ne man hia. Na opeso da ne hwedie pa ye bontwene akanfo se ye sintwene so ne atodwom near the ada akwa bosom no ajeje bosom tatam no ba betena komfo ni mu. That my friend akom, where the priest will be possessed, fully possessed by the deity, by the gods. This period that we call it akom, it is a period that bosom ba betena komfo ni mu. Na enkita hundia be person one omanfo di bi ono man yede. Edi. Se bia bibi na ba besi a na onam komfo no so yede adan edi. Edi atre o se bibi se ni se na yede e ba besi. Ene de bia o ohu se bia enema we ni we e koso okuro ni mu. Obi adwen obi hu pobone owudi ni bia pie kuro ni mu. Opese obedi ewu, obefa oman na rama. Na we si ne komfo so. O si ne komfo so e besi twene so. Near the afro man for say mumra na bibi say na obi ahyehye na konfo no nanano bosom tano ya no a kire say momfa ha na mbetimi ayede a kire pa no. Most of times there were some fears and respect and reverence whenever you are approaching a place like this, because if you don't put your things in order, it will be very difficult for you to come in, because when you come, you'll be revealed. You'll be revealed, as a matter of fact. And me pensi kakra me beti kakra free me nuanom ne me maame no mo entem no. In 1982-83, na nipa no bebre kotena Nigeria. Sabe ne friend Agege. Sabe ne dure bia na ye friend no se etukotena ntina omo pamo ahoho ekuru ni. Ye brubi, ye kumbi, ye shibi, ye bise. Enti bosom ni si ne komfo so se ne wahu se bibi koso ne manfo bi oba a wo mu hunu amane ti ye bodaru esi twene so ma o manfo no ba na o kyerem se de wahu ni ntino o kwakofa ne manfo ayede aba o ma ne hafo bi a hunyede enka. Enti he went, the God went, and omo mu free Agege ba ne be testify se duru se obi be che omo na ye de omo gudan bi na e bi tweja na de petrol na bi gum so they will see a man from nowhere. Obepi na wa be scatter omomo ho no afa
nkrofo sa asam ne de yeti bebre yeti say abosom ne bi kura de bus e ko form nkrofo be gu bosom no so bremesi kuma do be bra kwa yeti obosom ne de bus e ko fa
e de nkrofo enti after say ono be come komfo ne come e da sa hintasem ne de no one free Agege ni bedru enso no e be testify say this was what happened. And fortunately we had one manner or that so tiasia oye ohun bia bibi be eyewitness the friend Mr. Siedu or around so okoje no and you crazy so bosom kese ada ni be say before say car invention of car ba no na your friend twitwi die in our language so twitwi die be sa die nanso media wo mu bia na me dey you enti hardly so benya car accident you be as at now still working. Ene nyina ehe adwuma enti saa ne ma we no ama je wo botaye ne obuo ni nidie bi e de maye nananom so sisitie no
yo enti sesie no saa tumi na e wo ho na e kofa nkrofo fi Agege ba no saa tumi na da so wo ho cause we don't see the show anymore omunye ye show bi
me de make say because of say bia ye come for any huntina ye hu bibi Sana mekan because on dey
obeg ye ne mouthpiece hey inti sese munya bia na ahia no nka hwe e serious o
and I'm sure say ense omuni ho sa na ahemfo no na
omutie nsensem no
ti normally do bia utim na timi bodaru no make it come here mahunya witness bi me hu bi kakra na ye hema ate ase no obi ko we no free ye bodaru frɛ ema wo munyi se nyina ani ma nyina mo prepare kro ni mu e di kogu kro naja as o mo so muji kro ni musuo efro since then eso ye dey
try
eno so try enti aside so mo kasafa akonfo no mu ni ho no mo san so kasafa ye na nanom
ampa
now unfortunately for us for now you cream so the ba ma share black you say be ma share red and black you be enti we are in mourning.
Oh
yeah,
mourning who?
Yeah, mourning the chief of this community.
Oh,
Nana
condolences.
Oh, Nyami Aduma on the 12th of this month, September. Yeah, yeah, doti. We can make fast name. They invite our afufro. so mumra no me
invite o mu wi ayato aso
dem nyina me fa sa akwanya so na me dey invite wona wo hwe yen na wo tie yen aba besiase ejoso besiase ase ye na udi anim a wo hwe kure so na ne champa kwesi otosome ensa aka nchinagu we fra ne ntoma tintim na nyame adoma busuwi mu da etoso dumienu a esi yawada ifiada memenda dotie mi yede nansa ena yede ejam no ne apeno krabre ansa na chire yaye amane ne amane a ehonum timetumi nsa frɛ besiaseman emma ene ahoho a wono beti yenka so mmra meboa ye ne enyam ye nana akwesi echampon a otosome ensa etintim a wefra ne ntoma okɔ agine ne nyina ye nyam na ye ma na chi enya fefefe ne ne kuram no enya kama me fa sa akonya so aton safre obi bia besiaseman ma ene ahoho wona tie yenka nyina medas
abusia enti ade ato mo ani na nsuo nsuso ayiri omo enti no so bi su a odofo su ane ne nsu osere nsuso a na one nasere ne ya hyehye ye hu enkura ne omo panini ne afiri mu yi omo so odupon bi atutu atofom nti mo ye mbebo omo ne ompopo omo ani ase ne suo jeso besi ase fo a mo wa aburuchiri a mo hwe platform we mo frefre mo busuafo ensa na mo betimi ato abo a bibia mo betimi aye bia no mo nye ye ba jeso besi ase a ye ba befa historical places e wo ho no mo abakwasem ne ye ba beto de ete se na ese mitwa na yedi kan bɔ mo kokɔ nti busumi a ye wom ye nda wo twei busumi a ye wom ya ne da etoso dumienu aha na omo pɛ nana achi ekora nti mumra mbɛbo omo na omo nye we nyina kama ba mama mi bisa mo ade we yo mase mo ayi awie na me cheche mo were nso account mi bisa mo ade we mo nhwe we yesterday
esimre
abusia me se mo ayi but said ye be ya wo were nho na wunsu bebre nti na bisa ade we yesterday Osha yesterday chira wo comment section ho chira wo comment section wo yesterday menye nipa boni ni ye nyamesum ni na ye nyamesuro ni na ka nokore yesterday we ese to me ese emre a enhane ye emre a enhane ye fre ni muma ewo ahanum se ejusofo fre ni muma na asantefo fre no muma ena amfantefo fre no mpokuye wo se dan enhane ye me de imagine no but as I said bibi foforo mean to me who man from spectacles number but write it in the comment section so who am dey akire wo yi na I said we there this is just by the way me who ya na me who ade yese papa I decided to ask you write it in the comment section e bi wo vie unu yaketo anu obi ukunu obi we dey yensro yes ye na me the way ja we che said ya wunsu bebre nti write in the comment section ade a we say why ye pese ye hu opinion keep watching the journey continues tintwini we na omo boy ye nim se ntwini ne na wuruta ni nyina sounds and vibrations e won ye kan e won ye frɛ e won ye trigger eni bere ba e wo se de ye bono ne ade eno de wa kyerem but ye hwɛ edan a ye wo ma na efie ya ye wo mu ya ubehu eniama mienu a esombo pa wo me madwenem ene menyansem mu emmoa mienu omo anu ahie ye wo symbols dinkra symbols ye wo said ye kan ebi wo almost every place e wa ha no dinkra symbols no ene wa ha ena ubehu enkonwa nsisedwa na e wo ho nso ene enwie ya esisi he ye bepese ubeteki us through the entire dinkra symbols no wo dan no so obetumi a kire bia afi wase amayen a na wa kire ye nkonwa na esisi wo no se bia nso wo de aka se bia ye mpanimfo ye akofo ye Asantewaa no bi tena ebi nso so a na eche se wam ye hu nti to aso free ha mame
medas me the best that here free dinkra so na ye dey ato aso wi a ya be real asua ade kakrafa niema kakra wa hayo me the best that here free ye free we afibi a sign afibi a sign a symbol na de ka bebre chere se efini nyina anyepe ena nyina anyepe ena bi won me be papa ena bi won ma e be bone se de ena ne sitie bia no de ye tre e kan se e o se o put yourself together de be si wakwan bia because enya ne mapankwan ne be si wakwan enya ma bone so pitimi de e si wakwan. Now we a symbol bia e denote on Asante tradition in 1874 where the first time that Asante kingdom was being defeated by British. The first time in 1874 when Asante was being defeated by the British. And this is when we denoted this. We call it Amphibious. I'm going to
sign I'm
Asantewaa. Because
for the first time they have
been defeated. After when they just make that confederation, that was the first time that they were being defeated. And most part of their trustees was being taken from them as it is. So this Afibi sign. Then we have Uwachede Oba Konfo. Say the nipa enimtieno. We nipa ya won kwa de. Ubeu. So we put it in mind. Say on tenasia nkosi awiye. As mortar you one day die. So once you one day die, brave baby abe wonintino. I can focus me say dimpa eyesi ahonya. We live abrabo a ebema aye adisuade ama afoforo. Na brebia udin aye dey account because say ontena hoda emobi anya dey ema meto enti ema owu atwede oba akonya dey emfo no esanso kire say menu akọ echina mesme ye dey meko ti say menu akọ ye say na asi na chi a o say mesme to niam bi ye dey ebie say de be ya ema mesma brabo enye
penimpa na yeto na
bedi enko bibisa say de menu aba aka no penimpa so ye dey yeto na bedi sa na tie ye frewe so jew etiko. That means a symbol be a jew no or hene be na ote bantama ona na ehwe bantama so na ne ho edin oyokofo pa na abakusem kire se oboa santeman ema santeman etimi etre ne mamu kwa akiri pa nti because of that nti enam na ho odin ne nsusue ne nimdi anu owowo akum nti no ema this symbol be ye akon symbol of valor for the warriors. Anytime they are going to war, they make this symbol. And sometimes when you have a hairstyle, your haircut, you leave this symbol at the back of your head. At the back of your head.
Hare Krishna.
Eti na Asantewaa akonfo no, obi ayi ntia, uja this symbol ewo wechi.
To show that you are a warrior.
Say we are warrior. In the same case, if you are krom, na nam ko na hu obi a ote saa, ana wa ni tri saa, na kasa kiro say oyokofo nti ene nya dey
enkonya asem let out yati
good ti we another symbol now because of him no etumi na ho odin o show ni nti no ono kwa na obi a wasesa akanfo ahini esem
eye jewu
wasesa akanfo ahini Asantewaa de nim say ye di adwa efri ye maame no mu fie but ono nko adwa de eye be madwa emma eni di bant madwa nti friend menkonya. Because of this gel. The belief is that he can only transfer his genes and his strength through
the lineage, the mojem.
The loins. The loins. That was why that side of Bantama. So in case you hear say Bantama and menkunya. Neye nana gel udi Bantama here or de na ho den ni nim die ebo Asantewaa ma Asantewaa peja na ma ya bo bantama se eye menkunya because mema mankwa na edi Asante abakusem obi edi hosa eka na naje ho sidisitia yeah we share a friend besisaka they say a bunch of kola nuts, the bunch of kola nuts as it is, and it speaks more about economics, trade, commerce and industrialization and specifically agriculture. Besisaka ne de eche comments you can comments a edwadie ho nkro no ba se na me kire se grow na the hub for kola nut where they take kola nut for business transaction, make trade activities with the kola nut. So there's the symbol showing Besisaka and it stresses much on agriculture and trading activities as it is. We also have one symbol here. Your friend Nsa. The Nsa also here Adebia is stressing much on durability, quality, and high tech. they trying to say ensa na ye entuma bia na Asantewaa ne Northern Africans Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, edi hunja. Na sa ntuma no eye ntuma papa. Ana Asantewaa even say ye old kura no a unya ubu no adekese. Ti se ote Asantewaa ebebi omubu a omo se beebi a nsa aduru no ntoa enuru ho. Beebi a ye de sa ntuma we beko no glasses enko entoa. Beebi a ensa aduru entoa enuru ho. It speaks of beebi a quality betimi du aduru. Beebi a durability ebeduru no entoa
enko ho.
So what is our banner? That's how it is. Quality and durability. Then we come to Dwanyini men. Dwanyini men. Your friend Dwanyini men. A symbol authority and unity. Oshe Dwanyini men ya ebia ewo baabi ejina. So the metro and lock it up. They are not in conflict. And lock it up. So it speaks more of peace and authority. And you Oshe we so emudru city ama the University of Ghana, Legon. This is their symbol, their totem. Talking of authority and unity in this thing. So they have power or control over any course that goes in there, and aside that, anyone that comes in to study, you have that thing in mind, that you should live in peace with your neighbor. You shouldn't struggle among yourself. So you speak of unity and peace as it is. Now you're always so your friend and no man want takra say and tubom and the tubom and no man want takra say the tubom. Birds of the same feather flock together. The reason is that this also came at a period of 1695 when the Confederation of Asante was being formed. It's because the 72 states that came to form that confederation, which called the Asante, the account groups that came and formed this confederation, were of a purpose, were of objective, were of a goal. Omo nyina wa dwen baako, omo botae baako, omo wo enimdie ne asodie baako a omo de to omo se omo pese omo ye de, wono mo ye. Baako ne se yenye ye hu mfiri de nchirafo nsem. Baako ne se yemmo ye nkrofo nyina ho ban. Na baako ne se yensansu mie ye nkrabatam. Na yenya asase hodo. Because of that there's a symbol. They all live in one place, eat together, dine together, have the same values, custom, tradition, belief, and faith for one purpose of which they all want to achieve as it is. So that is one thing. Then, we do call Fihankra. Your friend Fihankra, that is compound house. Asantewaa akwanya yesi efie. Any nim December and I'm so edisi efie. Na compound house bia no ewo epono baako. Say apono mu an efam wuram. Eno an efam ye de epie. The purpose is to speak more or admonishes care. Solidarity and communalism with the company of the family members. As you see, say mu yebenya ekroye enkabom eni onuado ewo yentem. Ewo ifia ye nyina tim say onu wabusuafo ye de eti, and sometimes each other becomes each one's keeper. That when you are not around, your children, your siblings, your people will get somebody to take care of, as it is. You get somebody to leave your people too. So it speaks of safety, as it is. That's the one symbol of Asante. Akonya chire Asantewaa yakonya etena so menkonya. Ohina konya be ma konya otena so ena ema de ye asesidwa. Se de ye wa asesidwa honom no. Na mo this asesidwa yakoya asesidwa na akonfo a omo ye adwumadie e wa ha di adwuma o hase omo tete so the free.
You can't chire yen we answer ye movie we. Okay.
So we edan yesi. Enam say yesi no bia e frɛ no shrine and a temple ntino. Each quarter had a function that it plays.
Okay.
This place functions as a kitchen. As a kitchen. That's how you see the pot. And as a kitchen in a temple or as a kitchen in a shrine, what is its purpose? The purpose is to prepare sacred food, make security, prepare sacred food to the gods, make sacrifice, make merrymaking, prepare concoctions, and prepare herbs to be treated. knowing for sure say in the olden days no na Asantewaa ya busumfie ana ye temples and na ye hospital ya yare sabia so bia yare a onko ba bia so beko obosumfo no ateten hahama etutu nua hini e de afra e de asane yare enti that was why we're having a kitchen in the temple because when they come they prepare such concoction and unim say account for ye kwako a ye sora wom say yetimi eye concoction ne de wom ntare no ne ma ye dey egu ne asoki ne ahye na duru dudu na wo de ahye say do bi wom hye sa ntare na e ma wom benya bulletproof body
yesi ututu po em
ututu a entimi nya dey enka no tine ma ye nya ne nyina e wo kitchen higher and normal that preparation before they will go.
Yo abusia, why na kai powder we? Na ye free bi se wa koto. Ni ye free bi so says flowers. Ye free e bi sweet 16. Why na kai wo kai di ni bi a na wo de aso kai na ne container ne ye chance. Ye metal. Na sa time no bo bia, wo bo sa powder ni bia na just wo ye rich.
Anajo.
He?
Anajo ana.
Wo bona na do a jai now you're rich okay e bidin a chiro wo comment section dey mekai sweet 16 se wa koto e na sweet 16 se wa koto sunflower na bibisa mekai pa wo so kai wo dey a na wa chiro e wo honom we am say be sweet 16 Yo, yet was so you are watching the quest na baby a nana ya Asantewaa ana say baby a bosom Tano yawo etire ana say otena ye eho ene yewe ewo besiase ejeso besiase na eho na ye fa history maka to say ye visit free ejeso akosi obuase ene ye pick historical places no ene ye de ama ye hia se ye behu sa ne ame ye hia se ye beka me ye ma ati no chine bi na se ye ni wonom na obi kan wo ba hu se da bi these things and yes stories keke they were there and it was real and unti ne ye fa sa breed to ye ho so a ye koba da bia ye twa places e dey ma wono you are watching the quest of Akabulan. I'm the spiritual tourist minister and I am the pride of our ancestors inti papa won said dia wo kire di nkra symbols mu aden ne ye nkire sa subject in school why
your problem kakra ye Ghanaians and most of the times me lay this problem to omo matimi anya nimdi akwani mu omo write curriculums omo tre your curriculums at the mine CIDD says CI something that curriculum this thing for institution omo tre those things mine I also omo concrete all these things into education sector most of the times last me make training be because first students be ba omo twemu a the omo nimfa we ho no different from one they came to see say okwa sorry grade na hakra ye bonsam dem ma no but anso your som bia ye som nyankopon na aso dem som but ye som no true Tano yaw and sorry som no true Jesus so let me try no it mean na ye nyame kro na na som but e kwan na ye fa so kɔ no e na esesa because me nyini say Tano yaw be ka kire say kokum nua me nyini say Tano yaw be ka kire say ko wiade me nyini say Tano yaw be ka kire say here is for sanity and morality and that is what the Bible speaks. It will you any free more now the buy education more and just say crash your standard religious and moral is being taken from the academic curriculum all these things if free him higher man any nana no ewo amanfo furo bi nimdie bi omode e omoniema ene kura dey ha wom but you don't see any apeke hwadan esi ho ya na ye ka ho asem ye ka edan esi ye ka ho asem hwe ne fe
na se se wo US Europe baby a wo be ko bi asikafo no omo no mo tin dan ya nwura we ni go omo frɛ ho cottage
good
omo wo sika pa na ti se dan ni muntumi bo rent
ye niema bi o senka ye promote ma ye mo frɛ omo ba ne ba besua e de enwuma no ye say no ye suppress no with educational standard eni ka me pe pa say ka man penifo no ana empenifo no mudi animu adisuam no on bedwen sa ne ma we hu no mo de abekeken curriculum ho na abeboa because I believe say we ba ebeboa mo pa ebeboa mo
and inflation and na brofo no de titie nie nkreti hwe edi nkra symbols
we efre we nyamedua efre nyamedua the tree of God nyamedua the tree of God a transcending message or it connects us to God whenever you come to this land. Anything that you say, your request, what is ready, be at the beba, a hanuma best refin and mubiano. This is a tree, a transcending and a
link. They say you can't some children at the back.
You hear?
I make us some children. Yamidri, they say I can't be actually away. And you may summon ministers na kowura omutrim. Omo fa sense mi nyina evanko educational system ni mu na nkola yi everyday no mo atumi create bibi de bia ye create nkrofo ade nti we masoma wo say ko mo ho in fact ko asofo no so omo nkyere kola na di nkra symbols for Sunday school no mo atumi create bi na nka ye bible ba ye paper yi na nka ye mbe yatimi create bi wo ayi omo de ayi e friend say omo di clay ni ade create bible na wo fa we ya etimi ka the whole Dynastic scriptures no dan ni senya sanka na ne na eche nka ye bi nie enti ene nyamedua nkra nam dia ma wo na akoko no so ba no Gabon Mali Niger ECOWAS Burkina South Africa Burkina ayi ECOWAS fo no ko wuro bia so including omoyere na omo nya de a de asomdwe be ba African continent so me last one one African continent enya ni freedom in taking a balance me show in 40 weeks eduna mama on doors in 40 weeks you are watching the quest of Akabula and it was way edua be
ye freeway edwene and edwene uti edwene na ewo Asante mem na akanfo mu no e kire wisdom gray hair so the kasa fan say hanom ye kronkron bia aha ye baby a ye de nyansa nimdie na ye de ewura ha ye meye basabasa e wa ntu ba fa nimdie ni nyansa
fabra ha
ene de ba se so you speak you approach with some kind of prudency some kind of security and reverence because the ground is a holy ground.
I say Moses in the ground
no go no. This is the tree of wisdom. Play with wisdom. Then we have susumasa.
Hey, almighty.
Mwatini
baby
obi ya dro bia susumasa
tamiu
susumasa eni sia no na hanom na adwuma ye pan se epamo ahomfin it drives away evil spirit. Most of the times ubewura ahemfie ubewura asorifie say ye fie ane bi ye dey so say ye de pamo ahombone pamo ahomfin sanity
and I just say TB Koma Bishop Charles Ajinasare no de kogu no go po pamo ahomfin na e me pass am o no no ye ka pato aso
edi sanity na aside say pamo ahomfin no ye sade e treat wounds say the medical can say how na preparation ground for war and when they return from war in the same place that they service the warriors, those who incurred injuries on any part of their bodies. This is the plan that they use in treating them and healing them for that. And this leaves it has certain significance here. The number of leaves near war this plant and a tre jumedie kura yedidi. But I'm not much into that. That's what I know about that. That is one thing.
Okay.
And the Hanom na, and I'm saying, anyway, how altar, place of prayer. Hana, omobab, omobom paye, ya paye. That is our system. Omoi. Because Jew for no musu ya paye.
But no munsa,
omonomunsa.
I bet you see who.
I believe say
a better and I know any no.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Yo, into your
vertebrates, nompe wa here. Nompe bia ye akanfo nim de nyansem no. Ya ne binum ba besra de o Tano ya enchen. na Tano ya onchen ti on besre no mo nsa ka de o ma de sre de o de bae na o mo di odwan e be daase ti odwan bia de be daase bia no o ma yi ne vertebra ba ko e de ato in other ways data I they share the number of people, the number of support, the number of baby childbearings that the deity has been given to people as it is. So that's why we are having these vertebrae here as it is.
Now when I read na mo di don't pay na money. Who dey trust?
Don't pay there just a sign.
Me hu na na.
Na say the enim no say nananom mo obosom ni komfo ni ko edan nimu a on fire normal tare or the tare a wo hye ene ne sebe ya
edan wo fa no
doso wo ya oyede komfo ni hye na odi ayede akọ akomfo dan nim eni nyam Tano ya akoyede akokasa eni sarete ti se de na me kire se nkonwa ye nkonwa akomfo no ma no ayusu na omafrim eni dia egu ase no
na chance ni so de wa kire se nimu na omo wa kire nti Tano ne dan ni
Tano na very restrictive.
Oh, we can't even go there.
Me ankra me nko hoda.
Okay. All right. So Abusia, this is the quest of Akabulan, and this is a great place, and I'm happy that omo etimi keep place, you know, yenye bia kan ye bia gu tape so. Ti mo wa abrochire mo ma enhwe no mu nsia de en free mu titiri ene the way ana ye dan ne ade no wa wo UK bia wo be ye anesa wo be hu se sa style ne pepepepe no mu si escafo no esi omo dan omo cottage ne ade omo de we agu so. In fact se ye betimi e pause wa ha ni yakoye chi kakra se ye nuoma dada na megimi di se ye nkwampo ehun besane na ye wo hwe 25 30 37 no ebetimi asesa because honestly se nwura we egu edan no so a you don't actually need air condition ukotena office air condition mu abafia wa betena air condition mu na if affect you bones no as obibini because unso obibini kotena brochire a awono na affect your bones more because ya wo wato awia no ase that is what makes you grow older in a good health. Intinese ye hwe ye dan na ye sisi ne nso yi a ebetimi aboan but we've thrown all these things away. Okwa abrochi a ne ote kurase ye sikani ba oba Ghana de ote kurase eye hieni bibia esesa ewa ha ye ba ye wa ma ye hu edan no de omo de cement ayeye ye ho no wo be hu cracks meboa ewom ba bi a omo esi dada na eye nete enko ano ose anwea ne timi huminti crack bia enye denim. There are a lot of things we have to take into consideration. Okwa abrochira edan no omo esi ni plywood ene door so wom aha ye the 6 inches block ne ye si dan ne kwancho ne esi wo ne ye dam na race no ye bibia enframa no fan no enfamframa bia mbo na circulate wo ho na the heat koye mu na ye nya kidney problems ne ne ka ho esi obia dan eye glass nti no natural ventilation na ebenya no kra ayeden is because ye just ye nananom na omudi nchini aboabo ye bibia na omu ni BP edro ye 30 cedis pence one ma wu na diabetes nkonkon tuberculosis de keka ho sa nya de one free hi se ni ye din en mu dia yakọ adopt bibi ana yakoye bibi ana yafa bibi agu ye system no mu and na air react. All this is happening to us because ye throw your origin any baby ye dwell in one atwegu and ye fa other things and ye mu. What can we do? Because really was you'll be murmuring what will it bring us, but we can actually pause from here now. You start to say ye go back kakra ne ya chana ne ye wono ya build it on it. I think say it will help us, it will help our generation. Must ye nko ye chi a what are we also building for Momo Beba Yenso Yechi? You are watching the quest of Akabulan. For advice, any wafutu for man penning for ministers, especially education minister, thank you for some books. For mom, and now wajunimu, a dear who say, I say yetimi add up in to these places, you know, na attractive because a friend is saying, Oxford prisoner. They are what you sika omu make. These places are still here, and because they've become demonic into for our foot to ma we are singing a show what there for our foot to mom na me ya my dream one face maybe say my last question what there for our foot to no be our numbers if some people want to come here numbers on be free and then you can come now the farmer we are say
okay yeah so the matia mo hu ni akoso kakra wa ha say nimdie ni nyansa ene mpanimfo mpanini a onumaye edi ato ama afoforo no mesre oman mpanimfo especially the education sector say yemfa we num kan ye curriculum na yensua ya bakosem yensua ye traditions yensua ye values yensua ye norms and culture say the bear ebeboy because before now no na values and culture any niema isua na mamum mpanimfo na mwaduru ani mwatimi aduru ba bia mwaduru but for now you reduce these values nti many ma be problems be brave na ye concrete any baby aye fa free so emwa ye be before nti o se bibia ye bia no eye ebibidie se de nyame ebo ye no na ye fa ye bibia kwan so na mwa na meza de we so ato se de mo Asante traditional building under the World Heritage Site UNESCO a monument and traditional board asede e wojo so besiase a mo ma foforo so mra tourists emra na mra mesua akamfo ekwan fa so si adan ekan fa so som ene historic background on Asante and Ejoso tradition as it is me de kwam pepra in case you be here more history on Asante issues I believe say you can contact me on certain things on history on Asante and history on tradition as it is. Kwam Pepra Andy, me contact here 0542 551 0542 519551 0542 0542 519551 Pepra Kwame Andy, Madam Wasi.
Yo, where the other Wasi name me concern.
Okay.
And I'm person me bisa no one question. Timi dia kwatare to when timi enye no enye by force.
No problem.
Because o kasa no wo say Asantewaa no mo pese o mo de o mo free de nchirafo nsem.
Yeah.
E de be ntina no mo pese o mo de o mo. Ada no mo de adwem. No mo ye nko a beba eno ye one. Ena o mo be build Asantewaa no o mo hu say e ye reinforcement. Omo fifa enkrofo ni nyina bomu ena omunya state na o mention ye no ena omo de omo nti omo nso de nchirafo ye bibifo asembe na na ewo omo ntam kan bisa no be ye no ano na omo ntumi nka na nka omo mfo omo nso nka ho but they gathered people to go and fight their own people. Black people so omo po omo fa hodie na ye den
ya say you knew about the Ntrane Asante asem because na the nchafo na ye superpower no mo hwe aman nyina so sabe ni Asante ne ye wono akurutu bi akwa aman e wo ho kwa aman na ye Kumase no ye wo Ejoso Ofenso Mampon omu nyina ye akurutu be na akurutu no do na no e hye the ntrase afi bia no wo mo de eniema eko e ya sede a ya to a mo de eniema ko gold do we get because momfa mo yire no mo ma anye dey emra into all these things na ha Asantefo no to e Asantefo baby say brebra ma amane emma Asantefo ehene eyire ekodi
omunsem
all because of this issue say or say ne
mo de ya hyamu nti mo famra
mo de ba ti bakwa akodi and unfortunately or careful is smart say yemumfa ensemra Asantewaa say o mafia o som dom ne mabaye de aso to some di gold o mo de entuma eniema e de bra dentra say the necessity dentra enya foul it just around
money o mo an e bochie yen kan sa
ya na emu ntwe enye old dentra new dentra ehu no central region and I say western no eben omo mfa akwaman fo no nyede emfamra to omo hwa nema na da bia ya gigigigi no na ebro omo so na omo ho de ntumi ti the only way I betimi aya yemfa bibi nyede enko na ye betimi ahwe ye de so na bia ye nso kra nso betimi aya de apebie no ne se ye no omo beko yɛtimi di omusum kunimu a yate ho ayɛdɛ efuro mu nsɛm ɛna de saa akon no ɛbae
yo ya obetumi na waka no nti ya da se bebre se wo hosti yen eso yani ye mpai body se enframa kase bi bebo yen so na yetimi ahwede yewo yetimi aye ne yie ochina bi nti na ye kan asema anko yete se ye nsem kan bi keke but ye wo me gidi se tape we so be wo ho 100 years to come people will watch and they will remember us say we try to put something behind for our generation. Thank you so much. So the question, I'm always the pride of your ancestors. I wish we could do things, but the moment you fall back and try baby and you who say you try, you manage to try, I try near Timmy at the thank you so much for watching the quest of Akabulan all the way from Besiase, Ejiso, Besiase, I a horny benya efia Asantewaa Tinemuda. Almost he said the night Timreno, yes, Diana, all the pictures, all the history, the little things are ewa hanoni ede egu ho no mama no. Write your comment. Also say oh historical place bia opese ba just call us, we'll come and pick it free of charge because you keep these files.